It's a difficult day for fire crews in northern New South Wales ahead of a forecast cool change. At least 60 fires are burning in the state. More than half are uncontained. More than 250 homes have been destroyed and that number is expected to rise. Danica DeGiorgio spoke to Craig Milburn, Kempsey Shire Council's General Manager, about the recovery efforts.
Craig, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Firstly, walking here through this evacuation centre, you can really sense there's a community spirit. In fact, you just go in there, there's a sign, thank you to RFS. Yeah, look, the Macleay Valley as a community have been absolutely phenomenal in this actual event that's happening. Right from when word got out Friday night, Saturday morning, we've literally had people non-stop coming in and making donations through the evacuation centre. There's been so much go out to support the people who have already been affected. They've been able to pick up their clothes, their toiletries. There's been so much food, both from here delivered to the people who are staying here, plus the food we've been able to take upriver to the communities of Willawarren and Bellbrook, so the people there can come in and get that as well. So yeah, it's hats off to the Macleay Valley. They're an amazing community. And over the last week or so, how many people have you seen coming in and out of this evacuation centre? Look, there's 1,000, just over 1,000, nearly 1,100 people formally registered through the evacuation centre. In addition to that, there's been a lot of other people coming in and out that haven't actually registered. But yeah, they're the numbers that have actually formally registered here at the evacuation centre. Have you been heartened by the generosity of Australians? I know there's a Salvation Army truck there, but there's been a number of convoys as well we've seen throughout town of people donating to those who are victims of this awful fire. Yeah, look, I think that's the Australian spirit. We give when times are tough, we really give and support each other. We've got the Salvation Army in there, we've got the Red Cross in there, we've got St John's Ambulance in there, we've got state agencies in there, we've got council obviously in there as well. So, and it really is a combined team effort. Everyone's really pulled together with that, and our main aim is to support these people who in some cases have lost absolutely everything. And we're seeing donations coming from individuals, from groups. The local Anglican school just bought a heap of stuff up just now, just as I arrived here. So it's continuing to go there. And for some of the people involved in this already, we're actually going to the recovery phase. So we're now looking at how we can actually help them when they get back and what they can actually do. So we'll be looking for specific donations a little bit further down as well. And I've got no doubt this community will keep giving. Can you take us through the elements of this recovery phase itself? Obviously, it's a long haul, but what are the aims now if we look at recovery? Yeah, we're in a really interesting situation here. And there will be with some of the other fires as well, where we've still got a bushfire emergency ongoing. So we still had nearly 30 people evacuated last night and register here. So these people are in that emergency disaster phase, but other people have gone home and they're in the recovery phase. So we've now got to be looking after two different groups of people with some crossover needs, but also very different needs. So for the recovery phase, it's the people need to get back and see what's there. There's things like the insurance assessors, the RFS asset inspectors, council inspections, all those. For some of them, the first thing is to get rid of their rubbish. So how do we actually organise all that sort of debris, particularly with things like asbestos and things like that need to be taken care of. People have lost houses, but they've also lost a lot of machinery sheds and things like that. So, what do you do with all those sorts of things? So that initial phase, but it's making sure they've got somewhere to live, making sure they've got food. Those basic things are the first aim of that actual recovery phase. And then looking longer term around their physical needs, but also their psychological needs as we go as well. Overall, how big of an impact has this had on Kempsey as a community? Look, it's been huge. I don't think you can underestimate the impact it's had on the town, and it is still ongoing. So people still know this isn't over yet. We don't know how long to go. So businesses have kept operating. Some businesses have had to step up. I know some of our places that are selling pumps and generators and things like that, they've been flat out because they can provide that. Others have cut back. Even Woolworths, range of the staff, and we've seen that at council. The staff are out on these farms. That's their business as well. So they're either out fighting their own fires or they're out with RFS fighting fires. So businesses have had to slow down when they've had staff that are actually taken away as well. So it's impacted everyone. As you said, this is still an ongoing bushfire emergency. How critical is it for people to remain vigilant right now? Absolutely. The whole Watch and Act, the system that you actually have with the RFS, listening to the ABC radio, listening to news reports, finding out where things are at, being really prepared is absolutely critical as we keep going. The winds have picked up this afternoon, so with fires west of here, I've got no doubt people will really be very, very vigilant at the moment, really looking at what's going on in this really dynamic situation. We are expecting temperatures to increase probably by the middle of the week. What would be your advice to people?
Just what I've just said. It's be prepared, watch the act, get out early. We've got the evacuation centre here for a purpose. You better get out early than risk your life. So, we don't want to see any more loss of life here. So please, be very, very cautious of what you're doing. Be in touch with your friends, let them know where you are, your friends and family, and just keep watching all the relevant media. The Fires Near Me app is absolutely critical, I think, if you've got that. And in some of our places, they don't have too much phone coverage at the moment either. So, for them, it's actually communicating via their family and friends and their own networks.
I just want to also ask you about the work that firefighters have done this week. I mean, it's been a mammoth effort, some 2,000 properties, homes saved.
Yeah, look, the firefighters, not just here, obviously in the valley, but up and down this entire coast of New South Wales. We've had firefighters from, I think, pretty well every state in Australia. The firefighters from New Zealand, along with our amazing RFS volunteers and our fire and rescue people who are our urban firefighters, all coming together. And there is far more property that's been saved than's been lost, and that's due to their efforts and the efforts of those landowners who have looked after their properties, who have actually, made the bushfire breaks and things like that. And in some cases, an element of Mother Nature and luck. Fires have just simply jumped places and then gone to others. And you see that when you go through the main street of Willawarra and you see, randomly how some houses are burnt and some houses haven't.
It's been a mammoth effort and it's still ongoing, a long road to recovery. Craig, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon.
Thank you very much.